Hello, sports fan. This is Stephen Hill for Sports Choice Plus, and I'm bringing you a very special breakdown of the NBA playoff matchup with the Houston Rockets and Oklahoma City Thunder. Before I get right into that, I want to make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button right now. And without further ado, let's get right into the action. This is going to be a close series, folks. With Russell Westbrook having that quad injury, you're looking just overall at what Mike D'Antoni has on his roster. You have the same familiar faces. You have the same familiar guys. It's not that much pizzazz, except you added Robert Covington, and you got rid of really Capella, your only real big man that you had that was serviceable. You're looking at Austin Rivers, PJ Tucker, Eric Gordon, and James Harden, basically. You're looking at those guys and Robert Covington, as I said earlier. With Westbrook not being 100%, that makes a hell of a difference in this series. James Harden is probably not going to get the same calls he gets during the regular season. But you look at this Oklahoma City Thunder team. This team could potentially upset this series here. When you look at Shai Alexander, when you look at Chris Paul, Danilo Gallinari, the list goes on. Steven Adams, Nerlens Noel, Dennis Schroeder. It's a lot of guys on this team that are wily vets that have played the game of basketball. When you look at Billy Donovan and his ability to motivate these guys and get them to play at a high level, and you got a point guard like Chris Paul, who is a complete dog on the offensive and defensive side of the ball as well. I think that, remember, there's some payback in this series. You know, Oklahoma City basically got Chris Paul when nobody else wanted him. And Houston, what worse feeling could it be to have a guy that you gave up on in Chris Paul and you shipped away, to have that same guy come back and beat you in the NBA playoffs? And I think that's very possible in this series. James Harden, if he has bad shooting nights, does the other Houston Rockets rise to the occasion and save him? You know, do they come and make timely plays, whether it be rebounds, whether it be assists and things like that? It's very well that James Harden is going home in the first round, and that's what I'm feeling. I think this is going to be a 6-game series, and I believe that the Oklahoma City Thunder are going to pull off an upset. That's right, I'm calling for the upset special. I think that Chris Paul and Oklahoma City have what it takes to upset the Rockets in the first round, because they played very good defense in Oklahoma City. They move the ball well. They don't have just one superstar that does everything. Chris Paul helps lift these guys to another level. Steven Adams, you see him active on the glass. He's not just a rebounder anymore. He grabs that ball and he puts it on the floor and he puts it back in. Gallinari, he may not be a big name like he was when he was in New York, but you're looking at what he can do as far as shoot the three. A power forward that can shoot a pretty good three, that has a pretty good mid-range game with the finesse off the glass. You're looking at just what he can do. He can go high-low with the pick-and-roll screen. He can do so many different things well. You look at Shai Alexander being a good quality starting point guard, being besides Chris Paul. On the defensive side, he gets after it as well. Dennis Schroeder coming off the bench, a wily vet that used to play for the Atlanta Hawks that really does things well on the defensive side of the ball. They can have a three-headed monster on defense coming at you at all times. And I think they're going to be able to wear James Harden down, because the referees are not going to call the games like they do in the regular season. And I think that's going to make a big difference in this series. And I have them winning this series 4-2, beating the Houston Rockets for the upset special. All you Houston Rockets fans, all you Oklahoma City fans, leave your comments in the comment section below. And also don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel to get all the updates during the playoffs. Thank y'all so very much for viewing, and we'll see you on the next video.